Welcome back. We are live at Costas. It is a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday because we're in Dundalk. We're in my homeland. It's all brought to you by our friends at the Maryland Lottery. 10 times the cash with the top prize, $10,000. We had a $10 winner yesterday. Not quite $10,000, but we have some folks here doing some great work all day long. We had Leah Bittinger stop by from Bring 'em Home. We're going to talk about animal rescue. My son is riding shotgun today for the free soup because you come by and support our friends at the Maryland Food Bank. It is a cup of soup or bowl. It is crab cake row. Today is day 2. We're going to be doing 5 days of this. We're going to be at Coco's on Wednesday all day. Thursday, we're going to be at State Fair in Catonsville. On a Friday, we're going to be up at Pappas in Cockeysville. We had some tech problems early in the morning on Tuesday. It's the first time I've done live radio in 10 years. So everybody out here is a little bit of a guinea pig in doing this, and we appreciate our friends over at Costas for making this happen. We got some good folks here. There's a Dundalk Essex thing where, who owns the towers, which side the bridge you're on or whatever. I'm from the good side of the bridge, the Dundalk side of the bridge. But Dundalk and Essex is a rivalry, except we're trying to do good things with each other. Barbara Knock is here. She is a founder for Churches for Streets of Hope. She came in, showed me your shirt. I said, I know who you are. I got Otis here. I also got Ron here from the Churches for Streets of Hope. Welcome in. How are you guys? And tell me something good about what's going on in Essex, Barbara.
We have a wonderful, wonderful Christian Church, where our shelter is. They stay with us every night of the time between November through the end of April, and we serve them a delicious dinner every night, and they have chance to finally relax from being on the street. And so many of these guys who come to us are like feeling like deer in headlights. I often say it's like being a deer in headlights. And they come to us, and after a little while of realizing that they are safe now, they're safe and they can relax and be with us every night as long as they want to during that time. And they can do what we ask, which isn't a lot except to be very respectful, and then we just take care of them for a while and see if we can move them ahead.
Well, how long has this been going on? Because I said something to you about I'm from Colgate, and you're like, Colgate, St. Peter's Lutheran Church.
Yes.
My son was baptized at St. Peter's Lutheran Church.
Yes.
That was at the end of my street. The St. Peter's Lutheran Church, the Hanson family were the original folks there in the rectory in the 1970s.
Yes.
I played stickball with the boys, with Peter and Nathan Hanson. And so I grew up with those children there. We played our football, our baseball on their land. The Cub Scout troop met there at St. Peter's Lutheran Church. So that was a big, big part of my community, my home.
Wow. Well, that rectory is actually when it was became vacant in 2000. I want to say 2010. It was vacant, and the church was looking for another group to use it. We were looking for a place to put our shelter. And so we were, and have been, the way we were established was as a rotating shelter going from one church to another. And we had to do that for about 10 years. And St. Peter's was the first place that we were actually able to stay for a number of months. They let us use that rectory building for most of that time.
I've been in there so many times. I mean, they had 3 structures. It was a beautiful church.
Yes.
There was what appeared to be maybe like a school at one point, or was built to be a school. It was a small building. And then there was like a building where the Cub Scouts met. It was a big, we played football next to it. But there's a lot of building there, literally.
Yes.
It was probably built in the 40s or 50s, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful building. And so they were just so
That's
gracious.
not Essex, by the way. That's Dundalk. I'm going to tell you right now. From where I'm from.
It's 21224.
That would be Highlandtown if you were a post office. That's how much I know about the East Side.
Yeah.
So you consider that Essex, or no? You've moved into the Essex area.
Well, we are Colgate. I mean, that's where Colgate is. We are in Essex. We are actually in 21221. That's where we are, but we reach out into Dundalk. We have collaboration with people in Dundalk. Some of our churches come from Dundalk. So it's basically Essex, Dundalk, Middle River, and Rosedale.
And Highlandtown, if you need it to be, right? Say that again.
Just to interject, I think the question you're asking is that we started off over there.
I'm having a mic issue with you, sir, but we're going to get it together. Go ahead, keep going.
Just to
Okay. Well, I think Otis is going to say that we were there at St. Peter's for a year, or most of a year, or most of a season. I say a season rather than a year because our year is 6 months. So.
And obviously great work that you're doing. Tell everybody how they can get involved, where they find you on the internet.
Website, then you can get lots of information, and you can also connect with some of our links. I wanted to tell you about our new YouTube link. We've got a fabulous YouTube channel with a great, what we think is a great video that is a good introductory video, and then we'll be posting. We hope to be posting about every. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's our plan. You'll also get a link to our Amazon wish list, which is we have. You don't have to use Amazon, but we have a wish list, and then we have also the Amazon wish list. So if you want to just do it the easy way and click to get something for us from Amazon. Oh, gosh.
Doesn't it make it easier for charity to ask for exactly what you want?
Exactly, right.
Instead of getting something you don't want or something you don't need, right?
Yeah, right. And we go through so much toilet paper, can't tell you, and paper towels and plates.
Just basic things, you know, that you think of, right?
Huge amount. And cleaning supplies, lots and lots of that. So if anybody wants to send us something through Amazon, they can, or they can just look at our wish list and bring it in and see what we're doing. So we are there every night from about 5:30 until you can come as late as 8 to see our operation. That's when we're actually open, when our dinner hour is, and we would accept donations, and we would have other events going on during that time, and then we would have but then the guys go to bed pretty much after that. So and then they leave in the morning. So unless you call to make an appointment, those are the times when we're open during the winter. So we would love to have people bring things that they have, and we also accept clothing if it's in good condition, especially men's clothing for the winter. And we need coats oh my gosh.
Well, I'm
we go
doing
to a lot
food
of
today,
coats.
and I feel like maybe next year, this time of year, I would like. I've done coats, I've done food, and we've been doing this 32 years. So this isn't our first charity initiative. It's the first time I've kind of taken the week and said, all right, let's have a live cause. And live radio stinks. I want everybody to know that, just so you know. I'm going to go back to taping as soon as I can because I can't figure out how to make Ron's mic work. But I got all this new shiny equipment here. It's driving me crazy. And I'm a little preoccupied with it. But I wanted to ask you, because I've done so many things for coats, food, different people. Where does this work begin for you in your heart? And because I had Leah Bittinger here talking about her love for animals, and clearly, when we talk about churches, talk about God, we're talking about religion, talking about Lutheran. I mean, I was raised Catholic. I spent yesterday talking about Our Lady of Fatima, where I was confirmed. That would be real Highlandtown. That's real 21224, as opposed to 21222 or 21221 over in the Essex side. But clearly, there's a faith and a spiritual component behind your founding, being the founder of doing this and saying, I want to make a difference in the world.
Well, I just want to say I'm one of the founders. It was really a God thing that pulled us together.
It always is for churches, right? I mean, you're called to this,
yes,
right?
Yeah, it's a calling, and it's all sorts of churches. It's not. We are so ecumenical. We are totally ecumenical, and we are But about in 2009, there was a call out that went out from one of the churches, Back River United Methodist Church, and their director of outreach and the pastor invited representatives from all of the churches in the area to come to a meeting and see how we could work together to help people who are homeless. Especially those, but also other people. So we just are. That's where it started, and then we met, and then we started meeting. We figured out some things we could do, but then we kept meeting, and we realized at that time, after about 2 or 3 meetings, what's really needed is a shelter for men. There wasn't any. The only one that was around had just closed. And we really needed a shelter for men on the east side. So we said, okay, well, we know how to do it. We can mobilize the churches, mobilize the volunteers, and we can get things started. And so with God's help, we wrote letters. We got people from the churches involved, and we kept meeting, and pretty soon things came together. And then the county heard about us, and we were so the county was very helpful to give us some funding for staffing, because I'll tell you, it was really one of the hard things was getting enough volunteers to staff it. We could get people who would help.
The one thing I find with government, and I've had Johnny O on, different people, they need people like you. And when it comes to people who want to do the work, who are there to do the work and have been doing the work, I think that's where government steps in and tries to create a bond and a partnership with something that's already existing, that's already working.
Right.
So I'm glad to hear that you got that funding.
Right, and Johnny O's dad, senior was in on it. I've got a picture of him with our group at the first celebration dinner, because he had really been instrumental in getting us funding for that first year and
when was that? How long ago was
years.
this?
It was about 2010.
Okay, so we were almost 15 years into this then, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, no wonder I've heard of you and people recommend you. Otis Trewally is the director of ops. I wanted to ask you and I hope your mic's working. If it's not, I'm going to stick my headset on you and make it work. I'm still trying to figure out how to get Ron's mic working. But for you, with people like Ron to come in and you say shelter, all right. And I talked to folks yesterday from Baltimore Outreach and different places. This is a movement from here to there, right? When people come in, the biggest thing you can do is find graduates to the program, right? And people out living their best life. And over 15 years, I'm sure you have more people like this, but that's the gratifying part of the work you do. I just get to sit here and talk about sports most of the day and try to help you folks, but you see this through, and you see from a shelter to a permanent situation and a better life.
Absolutely, and that's the dream and aspiration of those who started this whole shelter going. So we're so grateful to know that we can get people off the street and transition them into a place of their own. Is it working?
Yeah, you're working perfectly. I hear you loud and clear.
So it's gratifying knowing that once we open November the 1st till April 30th, we can have people come in come into the shelter, go through a case management program, and the first thing we would do is sit them down and identify their needs and all of that, and we can have targeted goals to work on particular things that they want done. So if a person comes in, for example, and says that, I've been homeless for too long and I want a place. So our goal is to work with him, make sure he gets a place. If he doesn't have an income, whether it's applying for disability for him or getting him a job, that's something we focus on, because once we get him into a place, we want to make sure he can sustain that place and sustain himself while he's there. So that's going to be our main focus. So it's different people coming in with different issues. Some people come in wanting identification. Some people coming in wanting food stamp. Some people coming in with mental health issues that needs a referral. We make sure to get that going.
And this is for men, correct?
This is for men.
Well, it's very difficult, men and women, right? You one or the other in many, many cases, especially off the street. We had a lot of folks yesterday talking about women's shelter for battered women with children and a safe space, a safe place. I would think the same thing. I mean, I'm East Side. I mean, safety's also key for men as well, to go to a place where they know they're safe. Right?
Exactly. And our facility hosts 16 men. At any given time, we have beds for 16 men, but throughout the 6 months period, sometimes we are able to see about 55 clients. But let me add to that, we also run a community care program that runs after during the summer months, and during that time, we will see women as well. So yes, our targeted goal is men, but we also serve the community, and we see women, and we assist them with whatever situation they're going through and needs to be addressed.
All right, give me a typical situation. I don't. Ron, is your mic working over there? Talking
Yes,
to me.
sir. It's fine.
Yeah, see, I'm not hearing you though. That's a problem. I'm going to give you my headset. And have you? Give him your headset. There you go. Because I want to make things work around here. Things are crazy. Because I want to get to meet Ron here. Tell me about Ron a little bit, Otis, while he's putting that on. Make a little transition here. Go ahead.
I met Ron probably 2013, 2014, when Ron came into the shelter.
So it's 10 years ago that you came in, Ron. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
I'm hearing you. Yeah,
There we
Barbara.
go.
She didn't want to talk anyway. She said they're going to do all the talking. This is what she wrote me this morning. She told me that. Give me your story, Ron. Nice to meet you, and it's
man.
even better to have you on mic.
I mean, the story that I have, that I love the shelter, and the shelter is my home. The shelter is my home. When I first came into the shelter, I had no place to go. And then I came into the shelter, and there was so much love there.
Where are you from, originally?
I'm from Baltimore. I'm from
Where'd you grow up? Where'd you go to high
I grew
school,
up in
middle
East
school?
Baltimore. Went to Dunbar High School.
Dunbar, you're East
Went
Side.
to
All right,
Dunbar,
all right.
East
Man, you must have gone there
Baltimore.
when it was something now, right?
Yes, yes.
You look to be my
yes.
age.
Yes, I'm
You
66 years old.
Well, that was a basketball. Bob Wade,
Bob
man.
Wade. I know Mr. Wade personally.
You had a
yes.
Okay, good.
There's Mosey Boggs, Skip Wise, all them guys there. I know them personally. All them down there. Went to Lombard Junior High School, went to elementary school, and I was there.
So tell me your story. So you were East Baltimore.
East Baltimore, but the thing about it, my family rejected me. I had no place to go, so went to the shelter, and they gave me so much love, so much admiration there, and sometimes I get emotional when I talk about it.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Sometimes I get emotional when I talk about it.
I cried 3 times yesterday.
Yeah.
I did. I cried twice
Yeah.
before 10 a.m. yesterday, and I made people stop it. So I want to make you smile because you're here and you're happy these days. But
this is when I talk about Streets of Hope. This is my home, and these people are my family, and they took me in where everybody they closed their back on me. It was really bad for me. I had nowhere else to go. So when I met the Streets of Hope, they showed me so much love, so much compassion. Even I'm into my apartment now. I just moved into Tapco Towers in Joppa Road 4 months ago, and they was.
it's your first home in 10 years? That's your
This is
your
my
home.
first home in 10 years. My first home. And they came and they welcomed me into Tapco Towers. They got my place, and they helped me to get into Tapco Towers, where I'm at now.
I knew giving you a microphone was going to be a good idea. See that?
Yeah,
I knew that was going to be the best part of the show.
Right, yeah. It's a senior citizen building in Tapco Towers.
You're barely a senior citizen, though.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, but Streets of Hope is like I say, this is my family, and this is my home. And this is the only family I know. These guys right here, the only family I know. You know, and
That's beautiful. I'm going to get you some soup, man, today. We're going to get this fixed. We have the director of operations, very emotional. Otis Trewalli's here. Ron McBride is our a beautiful story here, Barbara Knock. They're from Churches for Streets of Hope. They say it's Essex, but it really got its start in Dundalk because Colgate's there. So I'm going to, come on. I mean, don't expect me to say, look, I don't even talk nice about Patapsco or Sparrows Point because I'm Dundalk, The story that Ron has, just for you, Otis. I mean, obviously you do this work. You guys. Let's see. It's 11:17, and I shed my first tear here this morning, so you got me going. You see this every day. You talk about these 16 beds. You talk about a success story. Where are you on the 16 beds and 16 different people will be in there? As far as I would call it graduation. Maybe that's the wrong word for it, but to move on to another level. Because, Ron talks about coming in and what you've done for him. You want to have 16 more crying guys here in the next 16 years
Absolutely.
like him, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do we get from here to there?
Well, like I said, first assessing the person as they come in.
Well, this is a good man here. You can tell that right away.
Definitely. So he comes in, and we would sit down and talk to him because we want to be able to meet his needs. We don't design a program for him. We work with him, work along with the person when they come in. So the first thing, like I said, is to sit down and do an intake and then assess it from there as to what their goals are. And when we first met him, he came in and explained to us. We welcome him like we do to every other client that comes in, and we work with him what he needs to do in particular. Ron, just to address Ron's situation, he came in. We knew he was homeless. Been abandoned by his family. We rallied around him and supported him. Got him a job. He worked. Got him a couple of rooms that he rented, and then eventually was able to apply for permanent housing for him. And that's how he moved into Tapsco Tower. So the program is to work with them, design around their goals, and work with them incrementally until we can get them to the next step. But the final goal is to transition the person from the streets to a permanent place.
How can people help you? You got fundraisers, you got things going on right now.
Yes.
Hold on here. Ron, give her the headset back. I'm going to have her yell about this, and I'll give you the headset back because I'm going to get this thing working before it's all over. I swear I'm going to get this microphone working. It's Mike 4 has just been the death of me here today. All right, Sweetheart Breakfast. This is coming up this week. We better get on this right away here.
Please,
What do we got here? February 10th, this Saturday, 8 to 11. I'm not doing anything this Saturday. Back River United Methodist Church, 544 Back River Neck Road. So my parents were married in July of 1945 at Mount Carmel Church. Oh. They spent their formative years at what was called Mars Estates, which is now a second development on the corner, Joe's and Hands Corners for anybody. See, I knew old schooler would know it, Joe's and Hands Corners. So you are pretty close to Pizza John's is what you would say, right? Back River Neck Road.
You get on Back River Neck Road and you keep going past the I
got to Google you, figure out exactly where this is.
Just past Food Lion.
Okay, so you're going down past Pizza John's. All right.
Yeah.
You're going almost to Rocky
Food Lion.
Point. Almost.
No,
not that far.
No.
All right.
But it's just
toward
past
Chesapeake High School.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right. There you go. All right.
And when you get to Food Lion, keep looking on your right, slow down, and that'll be Back River United Methodist Church, where we did our first meeting. Our first meeting was at Back River United Methodist Church.
My executive
Great
producer,
people.
my son, is over here wanting to know the menu, so I'll let him know because he's available Saturday. He doesn't get out of bed at 8 in the morning, but we'll get him over there. Made-to-order omelets.
Yes.
French toast, butter, syrup, jelly, linked sausage, hash browns, juice, and coffee. Just everything I'm going to want. Made to order omelet. That's about me right there. You can email RSVP at churches for SOH.
.org.
Streets of Hope. SOH.org. Or you can give a call, 443-632-5433. You can pay at the door. Donations help pay for the guys' breakfast, and they're gladly accepted. You could buy somebody like Ron. I want to buy Ron breakfast, right? I'm going to buy him lunch right now. I'm going to get him whatever he wants here at Costas. So adults are $15, $20 for singles. It is the Sweetheart. Been doing a lot of Sweetheart this week. It's Valentine's week. Sweetheart for breakfast. This is this Saturday, 8 to 11 at Back River United Methodist Church. I am so glad to have met the Churches for Streets of Hope folks from Colgate originally, as pointed out, and the Hanson family over there and all of our friends. And Man, I had so much fun at the St. Peter's Lutheran Church. I'm glad that it's still inspiring people, inspiring good things happening here in the community. Even if it's happening in Essex and Dundalk. We need good things happening in Essex, too.
Absolutely.
Yes, we're all over the place.
See, people think I don't get along with Essex. Thank you very much for coming by. I appreciate it. Keep up the great work. Barbara, see, you thought you weren't going to do any talking. Ron, I got Ron stopping crying. I'm going to give him some soup. We're going to do 50-50. We'll do half Maryland crab, cream of crab. It is a cup of Super Bowl, and this is exactly why I'm bringing people together here this week, talking about good things. The Maryland Food Bank. We have a local pantry here. We have so many good people doing amazing stuff. I want to make sure that I get this right. The local pantry is the St. John's Food Pantry. Karen's going to be here later with Whitney and John for the Friends for Supper ministry. We're raising food for them today in the Maryland Food Bank, but you can also donate to our friends here at Churches for Streets of Hope and come down and enjoy their breakfast with them. Did I leave everything in this, Barbara? Did I get everything in other than making Mike 4 work for Ron? Am I good?
I think so. I want to make sure that
You're the
everybody
second
knows
woman I've had on that reminds me of my mother this week, so this is good. I love my mother. She's talking to me this week.
Yeah. Don't forget to go to our YouTube channel, okay?
All right.
Check out our YouTube channel and our website. That'll be great. So,
And we are also on Facebook and Instagram. You
Yes.
can check us out at Facebook and Instagram.
I can't believe my favorite guest of the week, Ron. I pulled the microphone off his head and everything, but you're the best guest I've had this week so far. It's only day 2. I'm going to hear a better story by Friday, I promise you, but I appreciate that. I love the Skip Wise reference, and Muggsy's a buddy of mine. Muggsy comes on all the time. I got to find Wingate, Rusty's guys, get him on at some point, too. Thank you very much. They're in Essex. Give them some love down there back River Neck Road. I'm Nestor. We are doing this on behalf of the Maryland Food Bank. We're at Costas all day today. That's Dundalk. Lauraville tomorrow will be at Coco's. Thursday, we're going to be out at State Fair in Catonsville. And on Friday, by then, I'll have Mike 4 working. I'll have Mike 4 working in 5 minutes because it's going to drive me crazy until I get it working. I'm Nestor. We are WNST, AM 1570. Towson, Baltimore. We never stop talking Baltimore positive.